Hello music creators, Mike here, and in this video I'm going to show you my 7 favorite features of Scalar 2, which is an amazing chords and chord progression plugin. Let's check it out right now. 1. An interface to grow with. So first of all, it is scalable. So I just click here and drag my mouse out like this and I can scale it to as large as I want it. And I have to say that this is one of my favorite aspects of any plugin or sample library interface. So I wish more developers actually made their interfaces scalable like this. I also like that it is module based. So you can see the upper module here is where you can record your individual chords. So like this. And you can see the detected scales here, or go into the scales like this. You can see this module here is where you can actually create the chord progressions and the patterns down here. So you can even open it up to edit and it opens up the editing module. I love that. So you hide what you don't need to see and then dive deeper. And there's also a lot of right-click menus. So if I right-click this chord here, you can add chord to new pattern, explore scales, extract voicings, and do lots of things right there. And you can see here if I go to modulations like that, and basically lots of these also other menus inside the interface. So that is my first favorite aspect, an interface to grow with. Second is it's easy to learn and quick to use. Basically, the main aspect of this is the good design and great layout with these modules, but also that you get a lot of help by the text. If you hover your mouse here on any of these, you can actually, you need to, just hover your mouse like on this here, triads it says, and you look down here, the text right there, select chord shape, select scale voicing, okay, so select a user chord set, this button, select sound. And again, I love when developers actually take some time to add these little hints for us so that we don't need to open up a boring manual. And another thing that makes this very easy to use is once you created your chords, you can actually play them by just playing one note at a time. So if you press this button, now I can play all these chords. I'm just playing one key, like this here. Oh, on the wrong track here. I'm pressing this C2 and it triggers the first chord. D note triggers this chord. So now you can actually record even if you are not the greatest keyboard or piano player like that, just pressing one key at a time. So that is this button here. Number 3 is what I call drag and drop heaven. So you can actually drag and drop single chords. Let me just move this to the side. So let's say you have a chord here. Any one of them, you can just left click, drag into your sequencer like that. So now you have this chord here. All right. So a bonus tip here is that you can actually set how long these chords are by default. So you go into this cogwheel up here and you can set chord duration. 4 beats is of course 1 full bar. I think default was 2 beats, so half bar. But now it's 1 bar, so I can just drag it in like that. So we have a D minor, then a B flat major like that. And, create your chord progression by dragging and dropping. And you can do it for your entire chord progressions as well. So when you have created this pattern here, drag the entire progression into your sequencer. Which is amazing, these drag and drop features. You can even drag and drop within the interface. So if you have pattern 1 here, select this chord, and drag it over here, and you exchange these the ordering of the chords as you want here. So that is number 3, drag and drop heaven. Number 4 is music theory paradise. What do I mean by this? Well, I know music theory. I teach music theory and music composition. But even though I do, it's so great to have it all presented and usable right here within this tool. So I don't agree with some people saying that this is only a tool for people who don't know music theory. I beg to differ, because what you can do here is explore various modes and modulations. For example, when you play a new sequence, so by the way, let's just this is something you can do as well. If you just drag like so with your left button here, you can delete any chord in the sequence or several chords, or you right click and delete, remove all of them like this, or you can just scrap them with this button here and record something new. Now, let's say you don't record chords, but you just play some melodies like this. Okay, it detected those notes and then it suggests the most appropriate scale. So 6 out of 6 notes are in the harmonic minor scale. You also have the altered scale, melodic minor, ascending, and so on. And you can even get some tips on the style and mood of this and the mode. And I mean, then you can choose. You can even dive deeper if you are really a music theory nerd here in all these different scales. Go into voicings, modulations, variations, and you can go into scales directly instead of detecting by the notes right here. And I mean, you can go through all the major modes here, harmonic major, harmonic minor. There's plenty of choices for scales to use here. So this is why I call it music theory paradise. Number 5 is a huge preset library. So I'm not talking about sounds here, but actually the progressions and so on. So let's delete this, and you can just delete that. You can go into songs like this, and you have alternative, blues, classical, EDM, hip hop. So let's just go for, let's say, house 2 here, and then play this. And now, when you have those chords, click this button to activate one key mode, and now I can play with C2 to C3 this. With one key and play a cool chord progression and pattern like that. All right, so that is browsing presets by style of music. So as you can see, a lot of choices here. But not only that, you can go into artists, because these are artist presets. Artists made these presets here. So we can go into, I don't know most of these people, but let's do multiplier here and just test this. Okay, so let's just go with A here so we can play these chords. Amazing! I'm just playing one key here, and when I do, I can actually record to the sequencer and make new chord progressions very fast, very easy. So that is all the presets for the chord progressions. Let's see if we can go back here again. Just delete this. And number 6, you have a good range of built-in sounds. What I mean by this is you click here. When you want to create your chord progressions, you can choose various sounds for inspiration. Be aware that these are mainly for sketching and inspiration for creating the chord progressions. They are not high quality sounds. So what I like to do is just, if I want to record a soft chord progression, go with the felt piano like this. So now I'm going to play here on my keyboard. And you can see the notes I'm playing right here. Because that creates a certain mood. So what sound you play will affect what inspiration you get for what performances you create, even when you are sketching. So again, they are not high quality. This grand piano, for example, to me sounds very honky and sharp with a hard tone. So if I would give some feedback on these sounds, especially the pianos, I would have wanted something between the soft and felt piano and the grand pianos, which is more upright pop honky style. You also get an electric piano, digital piano, some synths, guitars, hybrid, and orchestra right there. But that's not what this plugin is about, so I'm not going to play all these sounds, because of course this is about creating chord progressions, harmonies, rhythmic aspects of the chords, and so on. And number 7 is performance and expression-based presets. So if you just play it like this, so okay, so that is the chord progression, but it's plain. It's played like block chords. If I click this, you can see expressions, and now you can actually play arpeggio or strumming. Obviously better with a guitar, but you can also do various performance styles here: adagio, espressivo, moderato, vivace, phrases. You can see all of these different things. So andante, opera style with, let's do the grand piano and see how it sounds. Let's see, did I activate it? Oh yeah, so they add some extra beats on the chords, basically, as you heard there. Let's do a performance, Diago, this one. Okay, so it sounded good. It sounded pretty low. I don't know if I can actually transpose it upwards. I can set the speed here. Dynamic plus 1 octave. Okay, so yeah, better. So you can actually set the voice grouping here and basically make the chord progression be played in a completely different way. And here's the cool thing, the most powerful bonus tip in this entire plugin, in my opinion. Once you find a cool pattern, and I mean, you can add humanize to the timing and all these things. Add the voice grouping. Let's do grouping like that. No, I like the open voicing 1 octave. Oh yeah. Then you can drag it in and look what happens. You get the entire performance played. Let's view it with velocity so you can see that it's actually different velocity as well. And then you can drag and drop that into a real piano track, so you use a real high quality sound like this addictive keys here, and get this. Which sounds beautiful, and I mean, I challenge you to play or record this manually, and most of you probably won't. I know I couldn't, so that is the final and most powerful aspect of Scalar 2. Now choose which video you are going to watch next, or you can check out the amazing bonuses in the video description.